This is a roller coaster. Roller coasters can come in many different sizes and can be found at your local amusement park and/or carnival. They are very safe, even if you think you will fly off or something. They have many different safety features to keep you from flying off and lots of science behind them. They vary in many types, from lift hills to launches, and they have many mechanical mechanisms to operate the rides. So today, I will be talking about the science and mechanics of roller coasters. So keep in mind this is for a science project, so we'll not really go in depth because I only had a 5 minute maximum to the video. There also might be a little GP style parts to this, but with that, let's get right into it. So there are many different types of roller coasters, but they primarily have a lift hill to bring it up to a height so it can drop. A lift hill uses a motor that connects to a chain with small grooves. Then the roller coaster's train hooks onto these grooves and the chain pulls it up. There is also another way to propel a train on a roller coaster, which is called a launch. Launches are comprised mainly of magnets that use magnetic currents to propel the train forward, which creates a magnetic field called an eddy current. They normally propel the train to a certain speed in a certain amount of time. The two main types of this are called LAMs and LSMs, which stand for linear induction motors and linear synchronous motors. These are pretty much the same, but LIMs uses more energy than LSMs. Roller coasters also use supports and track to go around the drops and twists. The roller coaster spreads force across the track and supports, so it doesn't crack, but rarely it does. When this happens, if it's only one support, then the ride is actually still safe and designed for that. There are also G forces, which are the forces of gravity. They help with keeping the rider on the train, and when they go upside down, you stay in your seat. So even if your restraint does come off, you'll stay in your seat for a bit. A roller coaster also has brakes, which are a type of stopping mechanism on a coaster to slow the coaster down. These can come in many different forms, like friction brakes. Friction brakes use friction to slow a coaster down. They clamp onto a fin on the roller coaster and make it stop with friction. Then there is a magnetic brake system. This system brakes using a magnetic current, just like magnetic launches. This system slows the coaster down with an opposite magnetic field, which is the same thing that makes an eddy current. There are many common misconceptions about roller coasters. First of all, people think, oh, I'm going to fly off on this ride. But really, you're not going to fly off it. A roller coaster has many safety features to stop that from happening, like the restraints, for example, cannot physically come off of you because they are either pressurized, which make them physically impossible to take off, and because of the hydraulic fluid and air buildup. It can also be released when the train enters a station where it is safe to get off. Then there is also the ratcheting restraint, which uses a gear and pin mechanism to lock in place until the train unlocks at the station. Another common misconception is that people think the coaster will fly off the tracks. The real reason is that you cannot fly off the tracks because the wheels are clamped tightly to the rails, but not so tightly that the roller coaster can't move altogether. They also have lots of fail safes, like extra wheels on the bottom of the rails, from getting the coaster to fly off. People also think that the roller coaster trains will collide with each other. This cannot happen and does not happen regularly because there are many blocks that a coaster goes through, like the lift hill, brakes, and sometimes even block brakes. The train stops if another train is occupying the other block or if there is another train on the track. The ride operator can also stop the ride if the brake blocks do not work. These all help with keeping the rider safe and secure. All of these block zones usually have lots of stairs and panels around them to stand on in case the ride stops and the riders are stuck. So that is the science and mechanics behind roller coasters. Roller coasters have changed the world by giving people adrenaline and something to have fun. Without them, we would not get the thrills or amusement that comes with these. From the 1900s to the present day, they have been thrilling people for over a century now. Roller coasters have become safe over time, and that is how they are safe and they won't hurt you. So that is my video about the science and mechanics of roller coasters. So, again, that is my video about the science and mechanics of roller coasters. Subscribe or like if you just want to, or just like my videos in general. And I'll see you in the next one.